Harp, give me a player, though, that can raise here the Mets ceiling in 2024.
Well, Alvarez for sure would be one, but I think it's Severino for me because I think if he could get back to being that dominant guy, you know, as bad as he was last year, it was only a year earlier with the Yankees. He had a 3.19 ERA, OPS plus of 124, which is well above average. You know, he can be that dominant guy maybe, and if it comes down, we've talked about this. If it comes down to a matter of figuring out how he's to stop tipping pitches, the stuff still appears to be there. He's got the high velocity fastball. If he can stop tipping pitches and figure that out once and for all, I think he could get back to being that dominant guy. And then you pair him with Senga at the top and maybe get something out of Minaya as well. Now you got a pitching staff that can compete.
I think anytime you're talking about the ceiling of a team, I want to think pitching. In this case, I'm going to go with the third base position, though. So I'm going to say Brett Baty. Maybe Vientos when he gets an opportunity as well. But I think the third base position is something that if the Mets can figure out what they have there, maybe it's Baty, maybe it's Vientos, maybe it's someone they haven't gotten yet. But that's what I see this year for. And depending on who performs and how they perform at third, that can totally change the direction of this team. But you're trying to answer a lot of questions about third base. And I think the answers that you get this season, that's going to dictate a lot of how this team looks moving forward and what you can get there.
Yeah, I think the Mets have, which is why I think some people think the Mets aren't really built well going into the year. They have a lot of guys that could potentially raise that ceiling. Jerry, who do you think for the Mets in 2024 could be that guy to raise their ceiling?
Yeah, I mean, a lot depends on their rotation, so I like the Severino pick, and Baty would be an absolute wild card. But for me, the highest ceiling raiser is the guy with the highest ceiling of the whole organization, and that is Francisco Alvarez. If this guy reaches his potential, and for me, his potential is 40-plus homers, he's already shown his skill behind the dish, so he can handle any type of pitching staff. But if you get consistent production from that guy, he's the piece that they've been missing since they've had Pete Alonso in the middle of their lineup. They needed another bat. They missed getting it in the free agency market, and they just don't have it. And if he's able to do that, regardless of pitching, with him and Pete in the heart of that order and Lindor doing his thing, you have a lineup that can carry you to that kind of wild card kind of moment.
Yeah, I'm with Jerry on this one. I do understand the upside of Baty and certainly Severino. Let's not forget what Alvarez was supposed to be and projected to be. He can be one of the best players in the sport. He's got the attitude, he's got the tools, he's got the work ethic. I think Alvarez can become a star, not only in New York, but in all of Major League Baseball.